We live?
Yep.
I call the Aleppo Township Legislative Meeting of September 21st, 2020 to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Jones,
Present.
Vice President Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Darrow,
Present.
Commissioner Richard. Present. Commissioner Haluka.
Present.
Solicitor Stone,
Present.
and Manager Patterson.
Here.
As always, the meeting is being recorded. It will be uploaded to YouTube to be viewed by anybody, anytime, anyplace. Do I hear a motion to approve the workshop meetings of September 14th?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Move that we submit the Aleppo Township Act 537 plan revision to the DEP for initial review.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Is everyone aware about? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Art. Chief?
Good evening, everyone. Okay, for the month of August, we had a total of 82 calls, but 22 of those were traffic citations, 30 were EMS assists, harassment, civil dispute, nothing major. Relatively quiet across the township. Through a couple of our other jurisdictions, I sound like a broken record on this, but I say it as much as I can. We have thefts from vehicles. Lock your car, take your valuables out. If you see anybody out and about, let us know, but fortunately, the township's not really had any much of that, but the other neighboring jurisdictions, it does happen from time to time. So lock your valuables up, take them out of the car. Any questions for me tonight? Any issues?
Do you want to bring up the solicitation question? No?
Oh, yes, I do. What is the policy in Aleppo? I've been questioned by 2 or 3 different people on door-to-door solicitation for campaigns.
For political campaigning.
Yes.
Political campaigning and religious functions are permitted. It's not necessarily well, you're soliciting for votes, yes, but soliciting for money is the definition that I go by.
Specifically, are there any limitations for COVID? Let me explain to you the situation that was brought to me. Someone sitting on her porch has a child at risk. 2 people get out of a pickup truck, start to approach her with stuff. She says to them, "I don't have a mask on, you don't have a mask on, stay there." They still come up on her porch, handing her stuff, and she thought that they needed a permit. I told her that I would find out what the answer to that is for her.
They do not need a permit.
Okay.
Religious and political organizations do not need a permit. However, right, if she's on her personal property and she stated to the person, "You're not permitted on my property," their freedom of speech does not, negate her private property. So, I mean, you could, if you had no trespassing signs and things like that for each individual property, then you would be okay. But something like what you just described to me, if they, due to COVID concerns, and they still approached the porch, and, I mean, she could have reached out to us or the township and said, "Hey, these people aren't adhering to what I asked them to do. I told them not to come onto my property due to my concerns, but yet they did anyways."
Okay,
We would at least address that. But door-to-door knocking, the canvassing, political canvassing, they are permitted to do. Correct, Harlan? Am I right on that?
I couldn't have said it better.
I just wanted to get that on public record
And
because
actually,
I'm getting 3 or 4 questions
Yeah,
about that, so.
You cannot regulate or restrict political activity in door-to-door knocking. What you can do is, if you don't want to be bothered, you can do what my wife and I do, is we ignore it and they go away. You go inside, and you can also post the property with a do not trespass. You can put one in your window, you can put one outside, and then if they come up on the porch and they've seen the do not trespass, then the chief or one of his officers can follow up on that in a trespass report.
Okay.
So usually it's the no trespass, and it's you know, lock your door or close your door and don't let them in.
The COVID concern thing goes along with, don't come on my property. For whatever reason, you could have whatever reason you want. But that would have been something we would at least stopped and said, somebody asked you not to come onto the property for whatever reason, don't go onto the property.
Okay,
Okay, so, but if they have an issue like that, again, they can reach out to us. We'll track down the political party and ask them to adhere to the residents' wishes. Okay?
thank you.
Anything
Thank
else?
you.
Anything else? Anything
Okay.
for us that we can do for you?
No, I know our Amazon meetings continue, but I'll let, Ms. Reichert go over all that stuff. I'll stick around obviously for that, but as far as I'm concerned, like I said, lock the vehicles, take out your valuables, please. That always goes a long ways.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fire,
No report.
emergency management,
Status quo.
public works,
I have the report for the past month, basically. Cutting grass again now that it rained a little bit and there's grass to cut. Still putting up the new street signs. Moving and monitoring the speed sign that gets moved around the township and getting the report for that. Some other general roadway maintenance, cut back some trees and storm cleanup. And they did both guys took a web class to get certified for Aleppo to be able to submit for low volume road grants. So there's a program and they needed to have certification and both Tim and Jim got the certification.
any questions? Communications,
No report from me. None.
planning and zoning. Do I hear a motion as,
Move that we approve the Weber's Corner plan of lots revision number 2 subdivision plan.
second? Is there a second?
Second.
Gwen, could you in 3 sentences or so explain that again?
Sure. It's Mr. Earl Seiler, it's his property, and he owns 2 parcels along Weber Road, one where his house is and one is a commercial property adjacent, and he's moving the lot line between the 2 parcels to give the house property a little bit more land, and he's taking it from his other parcel that he owns.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Move that we release the Masonic Village letter of credit for the completion of the villas on Washington Lane.
Is there a second?
Second,
Everybody understands what this is?
yes.
Any further explanation, Gwen?
We did get the letter, it's in your packet. We got a letter from HRG saying they inspected it today and they agree with the release.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Tax collector treasurer.
You have the reports in your packets, and would you like me to read the balances, or?
No, just,
No, we're good.
have you had a chance to review it?
Superficially, yes,
Anything of import?
not so far. I mean, we're seeing, slight dips in some of the tax collections, but I'm talking to some of the different tax collection agencies and ordering a couple reports, just I want to compare a couple years' history to make sure that this is just the cycle and not something of note. So right now, no, I didn't note any.
Are the bar charts there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the back of the.
Third page.
One with the orange print.
Yeah.
We are $250,000 behind where we were last year on revenue.
Well, the EIT is predominantly that difference.
Right.
And it's still,
Earned income tax collected every month generally doesn't vary. We're not seeing any tremendous reduction year to date, which is a good sign. I think it's difficult to discuss in detail, but if you look at it between now and the next workshop meeting, feel free to discuss it then. And Gwen, when are we starting the budget process?
right now, basically. Now that I've completed this month, this is only through August, this isn't through the full 3rd quarter, the information yet, but If any commissioner has any priorities for next year, that, that you want to see addressed in the budget, send me an email and I'll collect those thoughts and see, and try to work those in on the first round.
Okay. Any further questions about the tax collector treasurer report? Finance. Is there a motion as stated?
Move to approve the August bill list in the amount of $38,752.75. To ratify the August prepaid bills in the amount of $11,286.56. And to ratify the August payroll transfers in the amount of $16,700.55.
Is there a second?
Second. Art can have it.
I'll let her know.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Go ahead, Amy.
Motion to accept the 2021 police pension MMO in the amount of $16,397 and the 2021 non-uniform MMO in the amount of $13,489.
Hurry up, Art. Any discussion or questions?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Judy, go ahead.
Motion to ratify the amendment to the transfer and operating agreement between the township and the authority, extending the agreement ending date to December 1st, 2041.
Second.
Is everyone clear why we're doing this?
Yes.
Yes.
All in favor? Oh,
So Harlan, we need to do this at the authority meeting on Thursday night also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority.
They did not meet because the electricity was out the night of the board meeting. So,
Quaker Valley COG, Art?
Yeah, I'll be sending out a notice, but as you're probably aware, we are unable to have our dinner this year because of the plague. And so we're trying to have a virtual dinner and basically generate some business for the local restaurants to do their thing and bring the dinner to you at your home. I'll send over some more details and cover this at the workshop in detail. I won't take all that time
nice idea.
right now.
Good idea. Art, a question. Do you know when the solid waste contract negotiations begin?
When they begin, no, I don't.
Okay.
Next year.
You do, Glenn?
Next year.
Next year?
Yeah, there's a committee working on a new spec.
Mr. Solicitor?
I just wanted to report generally that I've spent a considerable amount of time over the last couple of weeks, I think Gwen will attest to this, just cleaning up the details of the various agreements for the developments that we approved last month. So that's where I've spent most of my time.
Good. Any unfinished business, Gwen?
I can just update to, as we move into next week's meetings with Amazon. I think since we've met, we've had 2 incidents with tractor trailers going down the road and then trying to turn around on Redway, causing some damage. We've sent over some bills to Amazon, hoping that they look at helping us with some of the costs up front instead of having us to submit for insurances and things like that they could probably handle some of the things that need done, some landscaping and replacing some signs. We have the reports filed and everything with the police, and we're working with them. And Amazon did order a sign since last we met for out here at the stop sign to state for traffic trailers to turn left out of this exit on North Avenue here on to.
Were the expenses on personal property or township property?
Some were, mixture of both.
So-
I'm not sure, I can't remember the breakdown off the top of my head.
So we have spent money?
We have spent money. They wiped out our brand-new street signs at the corner of Redgate and Merriman. So we itemized the cost to replace all of that, and that's what we submitted to Amazon.
Okay. But we've invoiced them, so to speak?
Yes, yep. So, and we will be meeting next Monday, as far as I know, Jonathan, they plan to, continue to attend that meeting, so.
I mean, it's gotta be an expense to them to have tractor trailers going down Redgate, because you can't get there.
Yeah, it was comical both times.
I was stuck
actually.
behind one.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see that happen in that small space, but, there was some private property, damage, and they hit a line,
They hit a sewer extension,
Yep.
so they have to get that. The authority was gonna detail those costs and get them over to Amazon too.
Okay, but that's on the agenda.
Yep, so we continue, pushing forward with all of that, so it's been busy since last we met, I think. I think that both happened.
And are they aware of Chris's concerns? When?
What were Chris's exact concerns?
The new building?
Not Amazon, but the industrial park. It's a different meeting,
Okay.
yeah.
We also received information, sorry, additional concerns were, when they were pulling over and blocking a line of sight, exiting over here at Masonic, that they were pulled over, and we did, send that to Jonathan right away also. We did not hear back from him on that, but I imagine he'll have an update for us, when we meet on Monday. And I think that's everything.
I have a new one for you before I leave tonight.
Okay.
And yes, Endurance, the ownership group did get Chris's comments.
Good. Any additional unfinished business? Citizen participation. Wow. Executive session,
None.
therefore, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.